In this video, we will be going over the Change Element Fill Type tool. This tool will allow you to add a fill to a closed element, remove a fill from a closed element, or change the fill of a used element that's out in your drawing. To get to this tool, we'll be going back to the drawing workflow under the Home ribbon, and in the Modify group, we'll select the down arrow for the change attributes, and we'll come down to this next to last tool called Change Element Fill Type, and we'll select that one. In this tool, you have three different options under your fill type. You have None, you have Opaque, and you have Outlined. I'm going to select Opaque first, and you'll see now you have another option down here for fill color. You can either use Element or Gradient. We usually don't do a lot of gradients here at MoDOT, so we're just going to leave it set to Element. So now all I have to do is go out and identify the element I want to add a fill type to, select it, and it's going to fill that element with the same color that it was created with. Same thing if I go out here and select this circle, it's going to fill it with the color of the outline. If for some reason you did need to use a gradient fill, we could do that. I'm just going to change my fill color from element to gradient. Then you'll get this little box next to it. If I select that, it'll give me a few other options, and I'll probably just show you this. We won't go over each of these options. You have several different types under here, and each type, it kind of shows you a preview of what it'll look like over here on the right. You have linear, you have curved, you have cylindrical, you have spherical, and you have hemispherical. I'm just going to leave it set to linear. Next, you have your color mode. You can either have one color, two colors, or you can have multiple colors. For this example, we're just going to use two colors. Of course, you can set your angle if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and make mine 45 degrees. And then you have an invert and center option. Invert will just flip it, and center will center that gradient. Once you have your options selected, you can come down here and select your colors. Maybe I don't want a black to white. Maybe I want like a blue to white. So I'll select this little black box down here. Just come over to my Modify Color. You have a couple different tabs you can use to create your color. You have a red, green, and blue slider if you wanted to use that. Or you can use these color palettes. I'm just going to make mine a solid blue. So I'm just going to slide my blue all the way over. Then you can change how dark or bright your blue is by dragging this bar up and down. If that's what I want, I'll just hit OK. If this is what I want, I'll just select OK. Now I can just go out, left click, and identify on that item I want to create a gradient of. And I just selected this triangle out here to the right. I'm going to go ahead and do an undo. So that's how you'd create a gradient if you needed to. I'm just going to go ahead and switch my fill type back to element, and we'll move on to the next fill type. So now if I change my fill type from opaque to none, what this one will do is if I have an element out there that already has a fill and I don't want to fill in it, I can just select that element. I'm going to select the square, and it's going to remove that fill from that element. So that's what none will do for you. It will remove a fill from an element for you. Now if I change my fill type from none to outlined, you notice my options are a little bit different. Now I have an option to select a color for my fill. So I'm just going to come out here and change my fill color. Maybe I'll change it to some blue. Now if I go out and select that element, it's going to leave the outline of the original color and change the fill color to whatever I have selected. So I can change my fill color to something else. Maybe I'll change it to red this time. I'll come out and select this triangle, and it'll leave the outline alone, but it filled the triangle with the color red. So that's what those three options will let you do in the Change Element Fill Type tool.